So I was wrong. I was very, very wrong, and I must apologize for being wrong.
I have failed you.
I thought better of Russia. I genuinely thought Russia wouldn't be so brash with their actions. I generally held Russia in higher regard than I do today. I assumed wrongly that the Russians would vent with words and not action.
Russia would bring in troops. He told Ukrainian troops to lay down arms and go home. Putin warned outside countries not to interfere. A Russian military operation, it would appear, is now underway. More than 150,000 Russian troops had been surrounding Ukraine for...
I did state again and again, however, that if you poke the bear will lash out.
А сегодня мы видим инфраструктуру НАТО прямо у нашего дома.
Today I find myself outside the Russian embassy. The reason I'm outside the Russian embassy, I've now been denied into the country that I am a resident of. For many of you watching on this channel, you may not know this, but I'm a resident of Ukraine. I've been a resident of Ukraine since 2021. And because of the actions of Vladimir Putin and the Russian forces, I can no longer enter the country that I hold in such high regard. After many years of visiting Ukraine, I decided to become a resident in 2021. Since my cancellation, I decided to go back to school and I decided to do a master's at Taras Shevchenko University in Kyiv. I've been studying that master's since October 2021. It's a master's in journalism.
Journalism? Yeah, I want to be like a travel essayist, but I want to report on the real state of the world.
Gonzo journalism.
I would be foolish not to be using this opportunity to be highlighting the wrongness of the situation. For now, my residency is only a temporary residence, but it does give me some stake in a country that I am investing in, a country where I have friends in. And if anyone has watched my channel, you'll know my love for the country of Ukraine. So to see what's happening to my fellow human beings right now saddens me and upsets me. And it's the reason I decided to stand outside this Russian embassy, voice my discontent, voice my outrage at what Vladimir Putin did on the 24th of February 2022, and he still continues to do. Right now, people are dying in Ukraine. Innocents are dying. People's lives are being ruined. People are being turned into refugees because of the actions of one abhorrent man. My government will unlikely stand up to Putin because they know if they stand up to Putin, Putin will probably carry out his words and unleash hell. Regular viewers will have witnessed my love and admiration for the country of Ukraine. You only have to watch the dozens and dozens of videos to see how my love for the country has increased with each year I've been visiting Ukraine. I love it for the people, I love it for the culture, I love it for its gritty history, I love it for its beauty, I love it for its downright grittiness. But what I most love about it is for the people. I and the people of the United Kingdom, I don't speak for all of them, but I think most of them do, stand with Ukraine. The reason I make this video today, I made a video a couple of weeks ago from Kyiv where I was walking around the empty streets of Kyiv and I made a claim that I didn't think Russia would invade. I said the invasion would take place if there was a false flag event. I was clearly very wrong. There has been no false flag event. I thought that was the only case that it would happen. No, this is simply Vladimir Putin wanting USSR 2.0. That is what I think they're going for. I think Vladimir Putin wants another Soviet Union. If Ukraine falls in line, which I don't think they will, but the bravery and the fighting spirit of the men and women in Ukraine is like nothing Putin could possibly imagine. The fighting spirit of the men, the fighting spirit of even the women, the children, they're not going to surrender. And if they do surrender, there will be hell to pay for those soldiers patrolling the streets of Ukraine, patrolling the streets of Khmelnytsky, patrolling the streets of Ternopil, patrolling the streets of Kyiv, patrolling the streets of Odessa, Kharkiv, Lviv, patrolling the streets of Kremenchuk, patrolling the streets of Krasnodar, you name it. Every city in Ukraine will not give in to the Soviet tyranny of before and the Soviet tyranny that Putin thinks he's going to get again. I was accused by many after that video of being a Russian shill or a Russian agent. I can vouch for the fact that that is not the case. I'm outside this embassy, not because I've got ties to this embassy, I'm outside this embassy because I'm voicing my discontent There's some protesters over there voicing their discontent, and there will be protesters here probably every day until this ends. The truth is, I was speculating, thinking that in the 21st century, naively, that there would never be a ground war again, and that European brothers would be able to live side by side without war. But instead, I was proven wrong. I was hopeful, I guess, because of my self-improvement investing in Ukraine, because of the fact that I'm putting money into Ukraine, because of the fact that I'm buying property in Ukraine. I was hoping that this would not happen. I have many friends and acquaintances in Ukraine. My heart goes out to them. My heart goes out to their families, their friends, their loved ones, their neighbors, the people they know in the next town to them, the people that are suffering right now, the people that are having to sleep in metro stations, the people that are having to sleep in car parks right now, and the women and children that are having to flee the country while their men stay and fight. I feel for every single one of them. I'd like to make a prediction on what will probably happen between now and the ongoing future. I predict Putin wants his USSR 2.0. I predict Putin won't be happy. I predict if Ukraine does fold, Kazakhstan will probably get in line, and the rest of the old Soviet stans will probably get in line. He will have issues with the NATO-backed old Soviet countries. If he attempts it, then we've got a real problem on our hands, because sadly, that will be World War III. I honestly don't know what to do. I had a flight to Ukraine this weekend. That was cancelled. I was supposed to be in Ukraine this week. The only reason I wasn't in Ukraine this week, I was literally getting over my third COVID contraction. I'm angered by the scenes I've seen on Telegram. I'm angered by the scenes I've seen on Twitter or Instagram. I'm angered by the scenes that when you click on the news, I'm angered by those scenes. I'm angered by what my friends in Ukraine are sending me. I'm angered by everything I'm seeing. And I'm seeing atrocities that are unimaginable in the 21st century in Europe. We'd expect this in the Middle East. We'd expect this in some failed African states. We don't expect this in Europe, and yet this is what's happening today. And Western leaders are powerless, it seems, to stop it. The Russians that are protesting in Moscow right now, people are hearing you, people are watching you, people are standing with you. The Russians that are prepared to stand up against their leader, against their authoritarian dictator of a leader, we are watching you, we are proud of you, we stand by you. Urge your fellow countrymen to oust your leader. This is the time all Europeans need to come together and stand with Ukraine. I'd like to go back to Ukraine. I'd like to get on with my life back in Ukraine, where I'm invested in Ukraine, and I have very good friends in Ukraine. I don't want to sound like a doomer. I'd rather sound like a boomer. I think the future looks bleak for the world right now. This could very easily lead to World War III. That is a prediction I hope I will be very badly wrong about. If World War III happens, it's game over for pretty much everyone. We have to stop this now for the hope of all of mankind.
Our nation doesn't support war.
It's only early in the morning, but there's a small group of us here protesting. Over the coming days, hopefully the numbers of people will get larger and larger. I'd like to see Russians here. I'd like to see people from all over the world here. Even if you've never visited Ukraine, you need to be out protesting, voicing your discontent. This is probably the time to stop buying Russian goods. This is not the time to alienate your Russian friends. This is the time to encourage your Russian friends to get rid of their dictator. This is the time for change. And this is the time when the Russian people need to take action against their government, because we, the people, are the only ones that can. The good news is, since I've been here, the crowd has tripled in size. We've gone from a few people to a lot more people, and hopefully the crowds will grow and grow. There are two focal points that protesters can take part in when it comes to protesting in the UK. We can protest outside Westminster, and we can protest outside the Russian embassy. I think it will cause them more problems if we protest outside the Russian embassy, because if we block this street eventually, people will get very annoyed and things will have to change.
You're looking ugly right now. No amount of plastic surgery hides this kind of ugliness. Doesn't matter which side you're on.
I'm going to spend my time protesting outside this embassy because it's all I can do. Stay strong, Ukraine. Be brave. The world is watching.